Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 44 of chapter 1. Aho batamahat papam
Aho batamahat papam
kartum vyavasita vayam
kartum vyavasita vayam
yadrajya sukhalobhena
yadrajya sukhalobhena
hantum svajanamudhyatah.
hantum swajanamudhyataha.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Aho,
Aho,
alas,
alas,
bata, how strange it is,
how strange it is.
mahat,
Mahat,
great,
great,
papam,
papam,
sins, kartum,
kartum,
to perform, vyavasitaha,
vyavasitaha,
have decided, vayam,
vayam,
we, yat, because, rajya sukha lobhena,
rajya sukha lobhena,
driven by greed for royal happiness, hantum, to kill, svajanam, kinsmen, udyataha, trying. Translation. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. So Arjuna is still chalking out all the reasons why we should not fight. So essentially he's asking, why should we kill our own people? Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. There are many such instances in the history of the world. But Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. So, if you look at it from a moral perspective, it's not right to kill your own family members. But then this is a unique situation where the family members themselves are violating the rules of the Lord. So His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu writes, Arjuna now concludes his arguments, expressing lamentation over the actions he was about to embark on. He says, Aho bata mahat papam, the action we are about to undertake is not just wrong, but grievously wrong. Kartum vyavasita vayam, we are all determined to engage in it now. Yadrajya sukhalobhena, why are we getting ready to do this? Out of greed for the pleasure of owning a kingdom. Hantum swajanamudyataha, we are ready to kill our own people. As human beings, we possess both an emotional side and a rational side. And both must be properly balanced for us to make sound decisions. Reason is generally more objective and detached, enabling us to see both sides of an argument. This is very true. When you're making decisions, if you use your emotions to drive your decision making, you may end up making decisions that are going to be counterproductive for you in the future. It is always best as much as possible, although it is not always feasible, especially when it comes to your own family members, to use rationale to arrive at the right decision. So reason is generally more objective and detached, enabling us to see both sides of an argument. Emotion, on the other hand, drags and rivets our vision on one side, making it difficult for us to understand why others might say or do what they do. So when you use your emotions, you may lose sight of right and wrong because of your love or care for one or the other person. While emotion can polarize positions and paralyze discussions, reason helps break down barriers and build bridges. However, reason can only play this constructive role when it is accompanied by emotion, or at least when it is not blocked by emotion. In the sense, His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is saying, it is not that emotion is unimportant or irrelevant. We are all driven by emotions at the end of the day, especially when it comes to close relationships. But we should make sure that our emotions don't block our reasoning ability. This means we use reason to make our case in a way that resonates with others, while also using it to figure out and make sense of what others are saying. Emotion can also facilitate understanding, especially when it engenders empathy. So, one aspect of emotion is to be empathetic. Empathetic means to feel what the other person is going through. Instead of trying to put others in their place, we try to see things from their place, focusing on comprehending what others are doing and where they are coming from. However, when we become too attached to our own position, we tend to see only our side, considering it the only reality. We may overlook the fact that reality has multiple facets, including perspectives that allow for a more holistic view. In Arjuna's case, his thoughts are so strongly fueled by emotion that reason becomes merely an obedient servant to it. He believes that the only reason they are fighting against their opponents, who are after all his own relatives, is due to an overwhelming greed for a kingdom. But that's not true. Right? It's not that the Pandavas were greedy for a king. They were happy even with just 5 villages. So where is the concept of greed? But your emotion can cause you to exaggerate a situation. He wonders, how can we be so greedy? And questions, how can we justify such greed when it requires us to kill just to gain a kingdom? For Arjuna, killing under these circumstances seems an unconscionable crime. However, the reality is that killing itself is not unconscionable in this context. The rationale for the battle lies in establishing dharma, specifically paradharma, the alignment of human society with the will of God. This great purpose, rather than mere gain, is the true justification for the fight. Unless we recognize this rationale, we cannot move forward in any progressive direction in life. It's vital for each of us to take steps forward with purpose, making decisions that will lead us toward success. Arjuna is now saying, I can't fight. How can I fight? What is actually a fight for dharma? He perceives as a fight driven by lobha, greed, and one that will lead to the destruction of dharma. Unfortunately, he is seeing only one side of reality, and it's a very limited perspective. The Bhagavad Gita will guide him through philosophical reasoning to understand what he should be doing and how. Hence, it is essential for each of us to make decisions thoughtfully. These decisions should be crafted responsibly, ensuring they do not alienate us from those around us, nor from God, who is the source of all. Arjuna speaks repeatedly about dharma, but he does not speak about the will of the Dharmakrit, the Lord of Dharma, its creator and protector, who is Krishna. Krishna's will is the foundation of Dharma, and it is Krishna's will that will empower Arjuna to fight, ensuring that both the purpose and the ultimate result of the fight are righteous. So, when we use our emotions to make decisions, so sometimes we get carried away, especially either we'll blame ourselves too heavily, or we may also commit the error of blaming others very heavily. So, in order to take a balanced approach, you need a combination of reason and emotion. Because if it's only emotion, then you are blind to what's happening on the other side. If it is only reason, then you may become very insensitive to other people's feelings. So it's a balanced combination of both that is necessary for you to make a decision. Anyway, here Arjuna is wondering, why should he do any of this? Because he seems to be driven by the fear of sins primarily. And also wondering, at the end of the day, they are the ones who may end up enjoying if they are victorious. So just to enjoy a kingdom, is it appropriate to kill others? I think that's the question that he has.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.